For a great speech, and Adam also a great speech, and I noticed a few five-letter words in there, so good work. During the service today, I couldn't help but think really how it's funny how history repeats itself. I mean, so about 24 years ago, Mo and Teresa were putting Lauren to bed with a dummy, and it's happening all over again today. Those of you that don't know me, I'm Ollie, Ad's brother, and I have the honour of being his best man today. It's a great honour, but in all honesty, I'm quite nervous about doing this, as I'm sure you will appreciate. And that may have been my the reason for my unenthusiastic and hesitant response when Ad asked me to be his best man. It did take about 5 minutes for me to accept, so yeah, sorry about that. I did want to do it. Now, to ease my nerves, I thought I'd best practice my speech in front of a few people first. So I nipped down the old local old people's home and tried in front of those guys. I think it went down well anyway. They all pissed themselves. So. It's been a great day so far. I'd just like to take a moment to thank Bridesmaids and say how amazing you look today. And thank you for all your hard work in getting Lauren ready for today. I'm sure she'd love to hire you all full time. Now, I can't continue without saying how amazing Lauren looks today. I'm sure you'll all agree, and that you really can do so much better. So.
It's a bit late now.
Yeah, I've still got the marriage certificate, so I can rip that out. Now, I'd also like to thank you all today for coming to share this day with the new Mr. and Mrs. Gray Gray. Never before have there been so many questions about family history people would really have unanswered. But fortunately for you both, I'm the curious type. And I did do some research. Now, you are actually related. Now, it's not illegal to marry, but to be honest, it's just a bit weird. So.
Whatevs, it's normal for Newark.
Yeah. Now, I've known Ad since we were about 8, really. We became very close, and I'm told that the beatings he gave me were a sign of affection anyway. So, Ad and I would go cruising in our cars, and regular sessions out drinking in town normally ended up in Caesars or Caesars, or stealing some glasses from the post office and getting caught by the police. We still got away with stealing the glasses though. Yeah. Now, we complimented each other with a brains and brawn kind of thing, but with me bringing both to the party, I'd just bought the drinks. I'd had many hobbies throughout his childhood. I'll just list a few to you here. So BB guns, biking, rugby, football, horse riding, plasters and bandages, the guitar, and of course fire, which he still has today. I'd always want to have the best kit for whatever he did, and epitomised the saying, all the gear, no idea. Which, funnily enough, is what Lauren also told me.
You've been watching?
I've got to know Lauren over the past few years, spending many an evening in the Willow Tree in the early days of their relationship, when Lauren was working shifts as a barmaid. The odd free drink made the miserable service worthwhile. And the lager shandy sales must have gone through the floor when finally you moved on to pursue your career in nursing. Now, oddly, nursing led to more drinking sessions than when you were working in the pub. Yeah. One event using unlimited drink wristbands where Mo was lucky enough to be our taxi, so thanks for that, Mo. Not a pleasant journey for you, I'm sure. Now, today's a day a lot of us here, really, including myself, thought might never happen. I mean, I know a woman's dream man could be anything from a fireman to a high-ranking military man, and Ad has reached level 38 on Call of Duty. But his dedication does mean the housework doesn't get done, and his own personal hygiene kind of slips a little. Now, saying that, he does like to make the most of his practical skills. As we all know, Ad is well, average painter and decorator at best. I did call some of your clients for reviews. A lot of them just shouted at me and asked for their money back, really. A lot of them are in this room, actually. Anyway, the point I was trying to make was Ad enjoys putting his practical skills to good use at home as well as at work, painting Lauren's toenails. So, useful skills there. Now... Now, in isolation, you may just think this is his soft side, But when you take into consideration some of Ad's other hobbies and interests, it starts to become a little more suspicious. His favourite film, for example, Dirty Dancing, who we're doing a stage tour next year, by the way. So you might be interested to know that.
Are you taking it?
No, I haven't bought you tickets, I'm not that generous. Then there was the pretty boy hair dyeing phase, and of course the cross-dressing, but we'll come on to that later. All of this, and he still feels the need to express his effeminate side in public. This is just one night out where I've got a tiara around there.
I think he must have been drunk then.
I think you were. As well as being the ringleader in this event. There was a lot of us involved in that one. It was. And then finally, conclusive proof. I can't say this one didn't hurt Ad, but there's this one here.
Oh, no!
Did he brush his teeth?
Now, I did have far worse evidence of this, but unfortunately it was pre-iCloud and lost on an old mobile phone. But that's probably not a bad thing. Now, there was a time where Ad used to send me photos of himself.
Oh, you
But before I continue, I must say that Ad may tell this story differently and say this was a two-way exchange, but I'd like to formally deny that now.
This is his fantasy story.
Right? So, Ad would send pictures of himself to me, wearing some of Lauren's clothes. A bra, a dress, something like that. Then came the swimwear round. Ad chose a lovely one-piece number that didn't leave much to the imagination, really. Oddly though, not much of a bulge ad. So Ad's late teens and early 20s were a time of great achievement for him. Firstly, of course, because he met Lauren during that time. But we must not forget his other main attempts during those years. His valiant attempt to beat the North Nottinghamshire car crash record, a passion they now share together. On scanning back through Ad's car history, there wasn't one car that he hasn't had that he hasn't crashed at some point. In fact,
Anna Zuzu, I didn't crash that.
You reversed into a post. In fact, Annabelle the Astra took 2 hits in as many weeks. One involving someone letting his handbrake off. Can you believe that? No, neither did we. It probably did involve the handbrake, but I think Ad was in the driving seat. The other incident involved rear-ending Jamie Brooks, but that's another story in time.
That was a good night, wasn't it, Joe?
Now, on to the stag weekend. Now, what goes on tour does stay on tour, but there are a few points I can share with you. One being that Bin Laden is far more popular than you may think. And the second being something that Ad took away from the weekend. Now, don't worry, Lauren, he's had the all clear now. But there was a new skill he took away. He can tell any of you here what you had for breakfast. But I'll let him explain how that one works.
What I had for breakfast.